everybody. I'm Stacey J.
And I'm Chuck Duran.
Welcome to a brand new episode of VO Buzz Weekly.
That's right. And today we have all the answers you've ever had about getting an agent, having an agent, everything you need to know about agents. You're going to find out today. We have Ilko Drozdoski with us from TGMD. It's going to be awesome.
Here we go. Okay, you guys, our guest is a managing partner and co-owner of TGMD, a powerhouse boutique agency here in Los Angeles. We have so much to talk about. Get ready to take notes because we are getting buzzed with this super cool agent, Ilko Drozdoski.
Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Put
Ilko.
it there, brother.
Thanks for being here. It's a long day for you, we know, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
My goodness gracious.
He's still on the clock, too, so.
Yeah, and let me tell you something about this guy. Not only is he an agent, but he's a rock star. Let me see those rings.
Yeah, we like a good
Look at
accessories.
that. He's like, dude, I'm wearing the skulls today. How do you like
Love
that?
it.
Tell us a little. What's that one you said you got on eBay?
I got this one on eBay. It's
From the movie.
The Punisher.
The
It's not
Punisher.
exactly like the Punisher.
It's pretty
and it
bad.
doesn't have the lower jaw, but it's all good.
Loving it.
And this one I bought for my birthday 2 years ago on Melrose.
Nice.
And I just couldn't say no. Has flames on the side.
It does,
You can't go
man.
wrong with flames.
No,
Yeah.
it's rock and roll for sure. Get down. Who would have known, right? TGMD rocks. Okay.
Yes.
So you know what, man? Let's get down to it. I want to find out, and we were talking about this earlier, and it's like we want to know first a little bit about you. So how did you get into the whole voiceover biz, and then, you know, get into doing business with TGMD?
A very interesting and long-winded story. I drove out to Los Angeles with my brother in 1994, so I've been here 20 years.
Wow.
Wow.
And I was here for the Northridge earthquake in Venice, very shaky. And for the following couple of years, I did everything I could to be a film director. I PA'd, I drove a truck, I painted sets, I photocopied scripts, I personal assisted, I did every single thing I could. I did extra work, but I never really seemed to get to the next level.
Right.
And before long, I was married and had a one-year-old child, and I was unemployed. So I needed a real job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my very good friend Seth Colton said, you have to meet Vanessa. She needs an assistant. I met with her, and then I met with Steve Tisherman.
Yeah.
And then a day later, he phoned me and said, when do you want to start? And I said, I want to start Monday. And that was a 4-day process. And that was my first real, steady 9-to-5 job in LA.
Wow.
And we're talking about Vanessa Gilbert, who we love.
The
Hello,
awesome Vanessa Gilbert, yes.
Yes. So what, for people that are watching, what exactly does a voiceover agent do?
Let me rephrase that question. What does a voiceover agent not do?
Yeah.
An agent does everything. The primary job is to procure work for voiceover actors. The number one step is the auditioning and the pitching process.
Right.
I pitch to creative directors, advertising agencies, casting directors, producers, studios, whoever is looking to hire a voiceover actor. And sometimes they just hire by name cachet. Other times they want to hear auditions. Other times they want to hear more auditions. Other times they want to hear even more. And it's my job to deliver that in a timely fashion before anybody else, and hopefully get the job.
Okay.
That's really what it comes down to.
So not only are you delivering auditions that come in on a daily basis, but you're also being proactive, right? And taking some of that talent that you want to break into the business and actually selling them or pitching them to, yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The number one sell point apart from the audition is the voiceover demo. That's why demos are so critically important.
Yeah.
And specific demos as well.
Yeah.
A commercial producer director couldn't care less if you can read in a cartoon voice.
Yeah.
Cartoon director couldn't care if you sell dog food.
Right.
So
you want to keep all your demos completely separate.
exactly.
Yeah, and we're definitely going to get into that.
Yeah, we're going to go deeper in that.
So what are the benefits? Okay, because I mean, I get people asking me all the time, people that don't have agents, and I'm like, well, do you have an agent? They go like, well, no, but do I need an agent? Why do I need an agent? You know what I mean? And I know that you just talked about, but what are some of the benefits of somebody having an agent?
Having an agent sort of means you as a talent get put at the front of the line for auditions, for creatives, and for casting directors. The director, producer, casting director goes to the agent and says, who do you have that is great? Instead of being bombarded by hundreds of actors that are unrepresented. The agent, at least I don't like wasting my casting director's time or my actor's time or mine. So I'd rather send 1, 2, or even none sometimes. If I don't have the right person for the right thing, I'm going to pass on it. Not waste anybody's time, and it just it generates goodwill. And they keep coming back because they know precisely what I can and cannot do, and can and cannot deliver.
Cool.
Having an agent also means having muscle. Let's say you're an actor and you work for a production company and they take 60, 90, 120 days to pay. That's not going to happen with an agent. You know, the agent gets on the horn and says, yo, where's my money? Pretty seriously, pretty strongly. That doesn't always happen. I don't always need to pull that card, but on occasion I have had to.
You take out the skulls
definitely.
and you say, see that skull?
It does happen. The Punisher. Don't make the Punisher.
Don't make me punish you.
Come over there.
Don't make me go medieval on you.
So I love what he just said. Okay, now check this out. This is what I took out of that, which is really, really cool. Having an agent gets you a pass to the front of the line to some of these big jobs that you may be submitting to elsewhere on your own, but you're probably never going to get listened to, right? So you're basically getting to the front of the line and getting listened.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. That's about right. That's about right.
We like black and white.
That's like a Disney pass.
It's a fast pass.
It's a fast
voiceover fast pass. What do you guys at TGMD look for in a potential client to represent?
Ooh, that's a tough call. Primarily something we don't have or something we're lacking in that category. We also need to sort of follow the trends that are out there. Back when I first started, the sound was still, you know, the big booming guy sound. That sort of faded away a little bit. So that doesn't mean their talent is diminished. That just means that's not what's in vogue anymore.
That particular style.
Precisely. So what I get more often is the cool young guy, the casual conversational sound, and
non-announcer.
Exactly, the non-announcer sort of sound, and then they'll throw a couple of celebrity shots at it, and quite often I'll say, oh, funny, I saw that actor in a movie just last night, and so did the creative director. So that's one of the fun things is trying to buck the trend and trying to see what's going to be ahead and what's not going to be ahead.
Speaking of trends, you know, how does an agent like yourself, who's totally very, very active in the day-to-day routine of, like, you know, getting auditions out, blah, blah, selling your talent, how do you keep up with the changing trends in voiceover, whether it be commercial or video game or promos? Is there something that you do?
I would like to say yes, I have an answer, but it's just, it's sort of like a sixth sense. I don't know how more to say it than that. It's part gut instinct, which is more often than not right. You know, you'll know. You can just feel it if this talent's gonna work or not work out, or if it's somebody you gotta really marathon with them. You got to work with them for a while till something really hits and something really clicks and pops. And I have had that great fortune of actors that I've had in this table for a number of years who've never really gained traction, and then bang, they get like 1, 2, 3 career bookings, and that's just that's so righteous.
And that's really cool. That's one of the
that you take that, because not every agency will take that time, and obviously you can't have your entire. I mean, you guys are a powerhouse boutique agency. You don't have 1,000 people on your roster, so
no, we don't.
You have to. You can't have every single person be in development, but the fact that you do that is really a testament to you guys as agents, that you're willing to invest your time and your money before they make money.
Yeah.
And I get demo submissions all the time. And if it's a great demo or a great sound, but I got 8 or 7 already in the stable, then to bring in another, it just isn't really going to be feasible for anybody.
Right, right.
You know? Other times I'll hear a demo that's just not quite there, or, you know, clearly done on an iPhone or something, or not done by my good friend Chuck.
Clearly not produced by me.
But I can hear there's something there.
Yeah, yeah.
I know that there's like a diamond in the rough there. You just got to chip away all the crud.
Right.
And then I'll work with them. I'll you know, give them a trial run, 3 months, 6 months, see how it works, sort of throw anything I can at them that I feel is right, even stuff that's not right.
Yeah.
And if I'm ever directing, recording an actor and it's not working, I just say, you know what, it's not working. Let's not beat a dead horse and let's just move on.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's
We
good,
got to
yeah.
know our limitations.
Yeah, absolutely. And typically, when you do sign somebody, how long is a contract for?
The first year contract on a SAG-AFTRA is 1 year.
1 year.
If we choose to renew after that, we can do 1, 2, or 3 years. Typically,
Okay.
we just run into 3.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about the demo. First of all, do you have a method that you prefer for someone to submit? Do you like MP3? Do you like a website link? What is your
MP3
Cassette
and
tape?
Cassette-
yeah,
reel-to-reel?
cassettes are
Those are
awesome.
Cassettes are back.
I love an email with an MP3 attachment and a link to a website, because I can go click the link, and then some websites are a little tougher to download and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, but there's the demo right there, right into the folder.
There you go.
I live the folder lifestyle.
Okay,
So-
now let's talk about the folder real
Yeah.
quick. What's this folder?
It's a computer folder.
Yeah.
So every submission I get, I put into their individual folder. Every single email I receive from producer casting gets filed away for the record,
Yeah.
because once it's in email format, it's on the record.
Yeah.
In their folder, so I can go back to it. And believe me, producers have quite often directed me to emails that they've sent
Right.
at a specific time
Yeah.
on a specific
Yes.
date.
As per my email.
Yep.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the website. So, say you click on someone's website. When you look at a website, is there, because we know that that's a very important piece. You haven't met this person, you've only heard them. When you look at a website, are there things that jump out to you as like, okay, this person's a pro, this person, what do you see in a website that can be a red flag or a
It's got to
green light?
be easy to navigate, first of all. If they're a nice, bubbly, young, up sound and it's dark colors, it's a little much of a contrast.
Right.
If it's a deep pipe guy and it's all pink and teal, really? You know, just it's sort of got to go with the
Right.
trend.
Yeah.
But the number one thing is the navigability. It's got to be easy.
Yeah.
I got to be able to stop that, go play here.
Mm-hmm.
If I could scroll back and rewind that little section, that sort of really helps.
That's money, yeah.
That's good.
I've seen a lot of websites where they actually play the track and you see the sound waves.
Yeah.
I like that. That just, it adds to the
Yeah.
voiceover sort of thing. Pictures are not necessary. I mean, they're cool, but just not absolutely necessary.
Now, and some people have that question. It's like, well, should I have a picture up there of me if I'm just a
Right.
voice actor, or should I not? Is there a do or don't about that, or do
Well,
you
I
not
mean,
care?
if you're a actor
yeah, obviously, yeah.
going out for film, TV, commercials, yeah, absolutely put your picture up. But if you're just a voiceover actor and that's all you want to do, not necessary.
Not necessary.
I don't think so. Maybe some artistic one next to a microphone like
Yeah, it's a
that.
caricature.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. That's not mandatory. If that's sort of exactly where you want to go.
Exactly.
Right. Well, because there are some voiceover agencies that are starting on-camera divisions, and there's a lot of like all the Pier 1 campaign. I mean, I've read myself for a chair or a turtle, that sometimes they will say, okay, you're coming in for the on-camera component, but will you do the voiceover component too? So sometimes they say, we want to see a headshot. So I think it kind of depends on,
Right.
on what you're going for. But let's talk a little bit about the almighty demo.
The almighty demo.
The age-old question people want to know is, how long do you listen? Do you listen to the whole thing? Are you a 4-second guy, a 7-second guy? Say for commercial.
Don't candy coat.
Yeah. He's like, a second.
If I'm not into it after 10 seconds, see you
gone.
later. I'm sorry. It's just not. If I'm not into it, believe me, some
Yeah.
producer creative's not going to
Yeah.
be into it. If I'm into it, I'm going to listen all the way through. Yeah, the softer, weaker stuff could be at the tail end. You should have nothing weak on your demo.
Yeah.
But if you have stuff that's just not as strong or a little bit older, or let's say you did a commercial 10 years ago that you really liked, and I really, really want to put this Coke spot on the spot, but it's got to be at the end, but it's new Coke or, whatever. They put it on the end. I don't care. But you really, Mike Tyson, you got to come out right away and just knock me out right away.
Now, what would be something that would really discourage you from listening further, or just saying, I'm not interested in this? What do you hear that makes you say, I'm not interested in this?
Let's say I've already got several in my stable.
Okay.
That's nice, but
So a specific sound. So it really has no barrier on whether it's great or not, just that you already have that.
Yeah, that's one factor. I mean, if your lead spot is for the Boston Red Sox, I'm a Yankees fan.
Then you listen to the whole demo twice.
I couldn't care less. Doesn't matter. It still means that a Major League Baseball team wanted to hire you. Yeah. It could be anybody. I don't care. If it's a major corporation I don't like, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it sounds good and it sells me the product right.
Yeah.
And the product being you.
Yeah, skill, right?
Then I'm down. I'm into it.
Okay, cool.
What I would discourage is if somebody's bilingual to put Spanish in with the general market demo. It's a little distracting. It could bias somebody's opinion. It wouldn't bias mine, but I'm looking at the long haul, the bigger picture. It could bias somebody else.
Right.
But if you're doing some funny Antonio Banderas sort of, knockoff, that's fine. That's not going to bother me.
It's actually pretty good Antonio Banderas there.
Yeah.
No more chit-chat.
So in regards to the demo, somebody very talented, they have a great demo. It's maybe something that you're even interested in. They send it to you, but they're not hearing anything back right away. So immediately some people think, oh, they listen to it and they hate me. Okay? What is it?
That's the only
Don't go to the dark side.
Don't go to the dark side.
There's
What
something
is the
between
process,
that.
man? How long does it take sometimes, for an agent to actually listen or even get back to? And is there a period of time? And how should people think about that?
Well, funny you mentioned that, Chuck. And thanks for bringing that up.
Sure.
Because I have a number of actors I owe phone calls and or emails to. And I mean, it's tough because let's be totally straight about it.
Be totally straight.
The overwhelming number of demos I get, I just can't play with, and they're not that great. And nothing I hate more than telling an actor, you should sell shoes.
Yeah.
How many demos do you get on average every week, every month?
5 a day. Perhaps more
5 a day,
sometimes.
More perhaps. So when you do get a good demo, do you listen to demos every day? Do you have a certain day of the month? Is it every 3 months that you sit down and maybe, hey, do we need anybody new? What's that like? Because here's why I'm asking you this, man. I tell people this all the time, and I'm going to say it right now so everybody can hear it again. And that's that an agent's job is not to listen to demos. Your job is not to sign new talent. Your job is to put the stuff that comes in on a daily basis in front of the people that you already represent. Yeah. That's how you feed your family, correct? So being that it's not priority number one, how often do you listen to demos? Or is it once a week, once a month?
Once a week, every 10 days, every 2 weeks, when to get around to it. If an actor's persistent, then I'll give them a little extra attention because they care a little bit more about their career, I would say.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just miss the boat, call the actor and oh man, sorry I signed with, and I'm like, well, good luck with that.
Right. Yeah.
But it completely depends. It completely depends on the situation, the mood I'm in, what I've had for lunch that day.
And do all of you guys have to agree? Is it because do all of you work on each client, or do you sort of say these are mine?
Let's face it, actors will tend to gravitate to one agent, but we all can pick up the phone and handle anything for any single actor. That's not the issue. But other actors feel more comfortable with me, other actors feel more comfortable with Vanessa, other actors feel more comfortable with Kevin Motley, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
That's totally fine. As long as they get to the appointment on time, that's all that really matters.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'd make sure all three of you guys were working.
I know.
On me. It's like,
Well,
what
you're
did you do
also
for me
great.
today? And you. Okay. Good.
You're also great, and you all have such wonderful personalities and different strengths. So it's it's lovely. It's a lovely group. When someone gets the call to have a meeting with you, what can they expect? How can they prepare? What is your expectation? I mean, do you put them in the booth and see if the demo matches the live read, or?
That's a great idea. I'm not going to give a prospective new talent something to read if they're not right for it.
Right.
To be totally honest, if we just happen to have the copy that day and they're in, I'll have them read it.
Right.
And if they start moaning and crying about, oh, I can't read it cold, I'll be like, well, okay, fine. When you're in a session and a creative wants to try you out on a new project, what are you going to say? I need a little more time to get into character? No, you're going to look it over, read it out loud once cold, and then you're going to do it.
Yeah.
Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
And that has happened so often at the session. A producer's like, hey, I'm working on a new thing. Do you mind throwing on this? And the actor will say, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. No
The
problem.
right word is yes.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah, the
answer
right word is yes.
Yeah.
If an actor's like, I don't know about this script, I find the best motivation is, you're right. You're probably not right for it. And when I go to snatch it out of their hand, wow, you think I'm taking a baby cub away from their mama? Yikes.
Yeah.
That is the best direction sometimes.
So if somebody, that's funny, man.
Yes.
So if somebody is coming in,
Say
okay,
yes.
to meet, you called somebody up, hey man, Chuck, really loved your demo. Stacy, love your demo. Can you come on in, love what you're doing, you got great sound, blah, blah. I'd like to meet with you. They come in to meet with you. What are some things that they should do before they come in to meet with you as an agent so they're prepared for whatever you're going to do with them?
You mean like ordering catered in lunch that day or donuts or something like that?
And you said your favorite coffee was what? Was your soy mocha?
Coffee flavored.
Coffee flavored.
Yeah.
Coffee
Remember when
flavored.
coffee tasted like coffee?
I know, the 9 different.
Yeah, no.
I don't drink
I just be yourself. Be straight, be honest. And that's really it, because that's exactly what we are and what we tell them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll tell actors, look, you're not going to be in every day or even week sometimes.
Yeah.
You're not right for this. You're not going to be sold on this.
Right.
So other actors were like, yeah, you totally do anything. I want an actor to impress me by trying something bold and out of the box.
Right.
One of my guys was in the booth the other day, and he says, let me do this in Australia. And I'm like, whatever. And he did it, and I was like, okay. Righto, mate.
Yeah, right.
And they killed it. Killed it. And now, like I say, he's growing on me.
Yeah.
He's really growing on me.
Cool.
And I'm not quite there to say there's nothing he can't do, but I'm throwing more and more oddball stuff at him because he's really creative and creative on the fly.
Yeah, he's thinking outside the box. Yeah.
Exactly. He's painting outside of the numbers.
That's
so
cool.
and I'm totally fine with that. And I want to be able to say, hey man, there's no script you can't read.
Yep.
I've a very few number of actors that I can say
Yep.
there's no script they can't read.
And let me ask you this. So you've gotten as far as, somebody contacted you, here's my demo, you listened to the demo, you really liked it, you called them up, or you shot them an email and say, hey, I want to meet, let's meet. Really liked what I heard. And then you meet with them, but then you change your mind. What makes you change your mind?
Maybe they're stiff. Maybe there's no personality.
Okay.
Maybe it just didn't quite
Click.
or vibe. I don't know.
Goes back to your instinct. You just
Yeah,
follow that.
it's your first instinct. It's
Yeah.
it's your first gut feeling. Other time, sometimes an actor will show up and they're like, "Well, I'm taking other meetings," and I'm like, "Okay, cool. Is that
a
Is that a
threat.
threat? You want to fight?
what does that mean?
Yeah,
I'm
what does that
taking
mean?
other meetings,
Yeah.
and I get it. I mean, I get it. Actors take meetings, but But if I get a follow-up email saying, you know, yada yada is really interested in me, that's automatically like making me say, you know what, maybe you're a little bit too needy. Maybe you're a little bit. This is the first couple dates haven't really worked out the way I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So go.
That's good.
Go.
Well, that's it for today's show. Be sure and tune in next week for part 2.
And follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at VO Buzz Weekly. Take care, you guys, and just remember, you always have time for a little buzz.